good to have you here tonight. I'm so happy. When you're happy, I'm happy. We're happy. I'm happy because the Millards are in the house. We're at episode 228. We're in search of awesome, and we found some awesome on steroids to the 10th power for you guys. A lot of you know these two. They're geniuses. They know how to reimagine the salon. They're Jedis in salon design and spa design. And I talked them into coming on the show with me, we, and giving you a little bit of secret sauce. So if this is the first time you're showing up, Peter Millard, this is his timeline. I don't want him spending a whole bunch of time on a story. I want a secret sauce. But in a nutshell, he begins in the business in 1970. He enters hair care in 93. He starts designing the Redken Gallery in or around 93. 97 becomes a performing artist for Redken, writes Road Reinventing Space, and won Salon of the Year in 2020. So you can see, he's like a 5th degree black belt Jedi to the 10th. And of course, Tess is with him now. Now, this is not a 1 + 1 is 2. No. It's like a 2 to the 10th power when you put these two together. And Tess graduates from Cornell. That's like Brainiac to the 10th. In 06, joins the company in 2010, joins Millard Quan Design. 2013 becomes a performing artist with Redken as well. They launch Millard Collection in 2015. They designed the Redken Gallery in a new Redken Gallery, mind you, in 2016, and again wins Salon of the Year. So you can see that these guys they're the creme de la creme. If you're not following them on Instagram and Facebook, I got their handles here. It's Tess _Millard _design, and at Millard Quan Design. Peter Millard, a lot of you're on his newsfeed. I know I am. I see all the stuff he's doing every day, and at Millard Design. So here's the deal. They're in my green room now. I'm going to go get them, and then we're going to get them talking about the secret sauce and a little bit of the story. So keep your fingers crossed that the Wi-Fi gods are going to be nice to us. There they are. Going to unmute them, and you're going to make them feel welcome, you guys.
Hi.
They're here. They're here. Good to have you in the house.
Oh, it's so good to see another human being. We've been locked in here since March.
I follow you on your newsfeed between your grandchild and the child. You get in New York and COVID. You're like
you've joined our pod. You've joined our pod by coming into our living room. There you are.
I'm in the living room. Peter's in my house and I'm in your house. So thank you for coming on. I know it's been a heck of a day.
I didn't realize, Michael, that you drink the secret sauce. You've been clearly in it quite a bit.
Well, I've been in rehab for 25 years, and as long as the secret sauce is non-alcoholic, I won't get in trouble.
Okay, all right.
I drink 2 glasses of Cuckoo Pop. I think I'm invisible. So anyway, I want to spend the whole damn night talking to you guys about the secret sauce, but before we get them to the secret sauce, in a nutshell, for people that don't know you two, who are you and how did you get to the place that you're at now, in essence?
I'm the father, and I begot the child. So that's who we are. My father was a designer, and I grew up with design. Same thing is true with Tess. And I was immersed in it all my life. My dad was a very successful designer. I think what shaped me was something I never understood was happening. My mother was a very stylish, chic woman. My stepmother was the same. And I think when I was done reading Time and Life magazine, I started reading Vogue and Harper's Bazaar. And I think I unconsciously absorbed all this stuff. And because I've always wondered, like, how in hell did I wind up in Milan designing for Armani with him paying my hotel bill? And I had actually sat in the hotel in Milan and thought about it. It's like, how did this happen to me? And I think it was reading the magazines and looking at beautiful, chic women. And because I don't know. I mean, I had this intuitive sense about luxury and what luxury was. And I think I kind of just absorbed it.
And I think the same thing was true with me. I think I didn't I think weirdly, I again also have been trying to figure out how did I end up here? And I think on the one hand, it's something that I always knew because I hated summer camp. And so my dad said, you know, if you're not going to go to summer camp, then you're going to have to work for me in the summers. And I said, okay. So when I was 10, I started
Oh my God.
working. I
At
folded
Hair World.
at
Did
Hair
you ever go
World.
to Hair World, Michael?
Oh, yeah.
It was canceled.
Yeah.
Never again. It was never
I was
repeated.
stocking shelves.
She was handing
and
product
handing
out.
product out
Oh, yeah.
and folding T-shirts.
She was illegal.
Yeah.
She was 10 years old. It was illegal. But she was the only person who would fit under the runway where we had hidden all the product.
Yeah.
You know?
So on the one hand, I sort of, it felt inevitable because we were working together from the time I was 10 years old on. But then on the other hand, I sort of also really loved school and wound up going in a different route. But about, let's see, like 5 years outside of college, I had tried a bunch of different careers. I worked in PR, and then I helped start up my in-laws' bakery in Alaska. And I just constantly was thinking, nothing's as much fun and as creative and as great as what I used to do with my dad. And I realized all of this stuff had really sunk into my brain my entire life.
Well, she had phenomenal style, always. I mean, she gets it from her mother. And I think I married it because of my mother and my stepmother.
Yeah.
You know, I think it was just a life of crazy, weirdly enough, glamour. And it wasn't something that, it wasn't my value system. I was a Boy Scout. I was like the biggest tragedy of my life. I got kicked out of Boy Scouts, you know, and I was fortunately too unattractive to be bothered by anybody. So it wasn't, I just knew how to do what I needed to do when I got into it. I went to art school. I flunked out of UMass. I mean, how she got to Cornell. That's
another interview.
It's a very bitter pill to swallow. And graduated a double major with honors. But never mind. I went to art school and I was like a duck in water. And then I got a great job when I got out. And then I started, my big break was, I was put onto Barney's department store. It used to be a discount store, not a luxury thing. And I was asked to do the main floor. And after that, I became like the star designer in the studio. There were 5 designers on it, junior designers. Our boss was George Nelson. And I later found out that the reason I became, you know, the pressmen the Pressmans owned Barney's, and they were like sending me wedding presents and all this stuff. And finally the store manager said, the Pressmans don't like you, Peter. Do you know the numbers on your area? And I'm like, what do you mean? And he said, the numbers. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. He said, do you know what your area did, the main floor did, before you redesigned it? And I said, it was, I don't know, you mean, what did it do? It was, you know, and he said it did, it's an expression, it did 650,000 a year. And he said, in the same space with the same products being sold, it now does $1.1 million. So he said, you doubled their sales in the same space. And that I credit from my father being in advertising, and he was a star. He won 2 art directors gold medals, which was like Oscars. If you ever see Mad Men, it's a huge deal when they win. And the success and failure of his business was whether they sold product. So to me, unlike the other designers that went through design school, my edge, which I never knew was an edge, was that I didn't fight to hide the product or minimize the product. I glorified the product. I set it out there like it was a treasure, and that blows it out. And so that was, you know.
And I think that was the very first thing when I first started working with Peter.
Yeah.
He said, I remember we were sitting at the kitchen counter and we were
Just
looking at
started.
a floor plan.
Yeah.
And he said, you know, you can design the most beautiful salon in the country and it can be on the cover of every magazine. But if the numbers don't follow, then that's not a success. And that the thing that determines whether or not our renovations are a success is if the salon business increases afterwards, and that we have to go back and look at the numbers. And now our salons on average double their business in 2 to 4
2 to
years,
6 years.
after
The
we
longest
renovate.
was 6 years.
I'm
And so
loving this.
really-
You guys, I'm loving this conversation because in a nutshell, you gave us not only your story, your life, but the big why. The secret sauce is you're brilliant at design. I'm getting goosebumps now. But you appreciate, what did you call it, the glory of the product. And when you're done, the sales double. And at the end of the day, unless there's, unless the money pump is pumping and there's new money and, you're a rainmaker, you just do it by creating amazing design that with a very strong product orientation. So now you just told us the why behind your genius. I want to show them what Tess, you sent me some content that kind of blew my mind. I'm wondering, we devoted 10, 12 minutes to your story. I want them to actually see your stuff. I want them to see your stuff, and then you can we do
Remember
that?
what we look like. We're going now.
All right. Well, first of all, we're going to give it up for the fantastic story because people know you, but I learned some things in your story tonight that I didn't know. Like that piece about, unless you can be very creative, but you have to have the ching in there so that when it's done, if the needles aren't going in the northerly direction, you're creative, but you're going to be a starving artist. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a screen share, and I want to get to your PowerPoint. Let me just pull this up. Get this to work so the world can see your genius.
The great joy of my life, and Leslie, the general manager, when we left luxury brands and really focused on hair care, that was the best thing that ever happened to us in our lives. Because when you're designing for Ralph Lauren, you aren't changing Ralph Lauren's life. And when we got into hair care, suddenly we weren't in the shadows. I mean, when you're designing for Ralph Lauren, he gets all the credit, and as he should. And that's the rule of that industry. Armani designed whatever displays or stores that I designed. They take credit.
Right.
And it was hair care where Pat Parenti and Redken made me get out on a runway and talk about myself, which was very hard to do. And then secondly, how do you create a powerful statement? And now what Tess loves and I love are the stories of the owner.
Because when I see that, so this photo that you just pulled up, Michael, makes us jump out of our skin. We love it so much. So this is the new Trio's salon. This is in Omaha, Nebraska.
Summer Kruger.
And it's Summer Kruger. And I think that's the thing that Peter and I love so much about our work now, is that it's the incredible salon owners, and something that we really take pride in. And I think you'll see as you click through the next few slides, is that all of our work doesn't look the same, that there's not a Millard Quan design style, but instead it looks like the owner. And so this is an incredible owner, Summer Kruger, who loves.
We started with her with 12 chairs. This is a 60-chair salon.
Oh, wow.
She doubled her income in 2 years. I asked her.
Well, first she went from 12 to 29. Then she went from 29 to 60. And so we just finished our second renovation with her just a couple of months ago.
This is the newest, latest, greatest?
This is the latest, greatest.
Yeah, I know Summer. She's got a great business, and I loved, you took it up dramatically, and you're saying as a result of this, in a 1 year window of time, the business doubles.
The first year, it went up 50%. In the second year, it went up 150%. So at the end of 2 years, she was 100% over where she was.
Wow.
And then she just renovated again, doubled the number of stations, and I don't even know
And
what
because
her
of
numbers are
Summit,
crazy.
now this fabulous striped table was Tess's idea. And this is how we do waiting rooms and consultation areas. We combine the two functions.
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
So what's key here is in the center of the salon, you have people waiting in the middle of the buzz of everything going on around them.
Watching the reception
And
on
the
one side
stylist
and the
come over
color
and
lab.
and the stylist comes over and sits down eye to eye level with the guest, greets them, and then has their consultation. And the people who are waiting aren't reading magazines. There isn't a single magazine there. Magazines are money pits.
So it sounds like when the guest comes in, they're engaged. The experience starts immediately. There's interaction.
Oh God.
Yes.
Yes. So that's, I think, something that you can hear from you and from us, and then see in our designs is our enthusiasm for the business and for the product.
Right.
And we don't believe that when people walk in that they're bored and that they should sit down on a comfy couch and read tabloids about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. I think that we both believe that when you walk into a salon, there should
It's
be
like walking into a fabulous store.
yeah, there should be incredible retail product. There should be people there who are excited to see you and greet you. It should be like walking into a cocktail party
I love it.
where there's energy and a buzz and there's good lighting that makes you look beautiful and there's stuff to look at.
Whose inspiration is this? I'm looking at this, and this looks like it's got to be. Is it a 20-foot high? Is it 20
Yeah.
feet? Oh my
Yeah.
God.
So the thing that actually Peter and I were talking about today is I think so there's actually a third member of our team also, which is the Kwan in the Millard Kwan design.
Yeah.
And that's Susan Kwan,
We're
who's
3 equal partners.
yes. And so Susan's worked with Peter for 20 years.
18 years, yeah, 20 years. Yeah.
And each of the three of us, I think, brings something essential to our partner, to our designs. And I think that's what we were discussing today. And mine is over the top drama and playfulness. And so I will say that the 20-foot illuminated retail with the ladder and the sconces, the 14 sconces sort of playfully put on the wall.
Going up the wall.
That's me. The Peter.
I do the client liaison stuff, and
Put your attention to luxury and
and the materials,
practicality.
and also just making sure everything functions very well and works very well. Tess brings kind of the glamour.
Yeah.
By the way,
and I love this. It really is over the top.
yes, and the point of this is to make a statement
Yes.
that we do retail like you're never going to see at CVS. So don't be going there for your
And
product.
don't go on Amazon.
And don't go on Amazon because you're going to see one product.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know?
And what Susan does is Susan executes flawless
Detailing.
Right.
She
Who's
figures
that?
out
figures out
so the
everything.
ladder slides on the track and everything fits and all the detailing.
And this is our Salon of the Year winner. This is Andreas Hogue in Vernon Hills. in
Oh
Millard.
wow! I was going to say we got to do a shout out for this
Andreas,
salon,
yes.
Andrea, because it's
takes a lot of
magnificent.
good-
All right,
takes-
so is this yes? This is another shot of
Yes.
Andrea's salon. Yes.
This is the cover of Salon Today for Salon of the Year.
And you can see that we did globes again throughout the space, but these are Japanese paper lanterns.
This is much less expensive.
Yeah.
And then secondly, Tess added that pink column, that punch of pink, that saffron yellow wall on the right.
And if you go to the next slide, you can see again that we don't just celebrate retail, we really love to celebrate color. And so this color lab, what is it? 16 feet, 10 feet tall?
It's 16
Because
feet
the
wide.
track of lighting is
Yeah.
10 feet. So yes,
Wow.
this is about 10 feet tall.
Yeah.
16 feet wide and a mixing island. So when people walk into the space, the whole area is buzzing around the color lab, which really establishes Andreas and his team
as a color authority.
authorities.
Yeah.
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 And the upper part again is hyperbole. nobody reaches up there. But what it communicates to the guest is, oh my God, these people have color like I've never seen anywhere in the world.
And so color sales go through the roof when you get a lab like this.
Yes.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, what is this? This is.
This is retail on wheels. Retail development.
Yes, it is. Literally. Literally.
Yes. And the 2 white Kerastase units, if you pull them out, they have beautiful illuminated images on the back. And the whole idea of this place, which is, what was it, Michael?
Matthew Morris. In
Matthew
Colorado.
Morris in Denver. They wanted to have huge parties. They wanted to have fashion shows. They wanted to use it as an event space. So all the stations, even the color lab, were on wheels and pull away and can be stacked toward the walls and so forth. And the other thing we realized here, which is marvelous, is that when you move the shoe or more around, the guest sees it for the first time. If you leave things the way they are,
they blend in.
People stop looking at them.
Yes.
And when you move, so it's like when you come into your house, you don't look at it anymore because you've lived in it.
But hang on one quick second, Michael, if you could go back to that. That was designed before I started working with Peter. So this was designed over 10 years ago, and look at how chic and timeless and perfect it is. So many people are worried about putting a lot of money into a renovation because then you just have to redo it again in 10 years. This is how good Peter, this is, we talk about the glamour and the style that I bring to the plate, but Peter brings this perfect, timeless, chic glamour that never gets old.
That I learned from, we display product like it's Chanel, like it's Armani, like it's Ralph.
I love
Ralph Lauren. So what's exciting about that also was a NAHA most beautiful salon of the year, and that didn't win. It was one of the 5 finalists.
I love it.
I was disappointed.
This is totally Susan's taste.
Yeah. Now going back to the all white one, that was Susan's taste. That's Salon Ziba on 57th Street between 6th Avenue and 5th Avenue. It's right off 5th Avenue and
right by Tiffany's.
Right next to Tiffany's and Bergdorf Goodman and Bulgari and so.
What about this?
This is another planet. This is Jessica Todd in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, opposite spectrum financially, but the look is wonderful. And look at the intimacy of this. This is Tess's baby. I'll shut up. You talk about this one.
Well, I think we're going on for about twice as long as Michael wanted us to, but we can go on for another hour.
Yeah.
So she loves the brass accents. So Jessica was fabulous because she loved Hermes orange. She was, I think, 26 years old when she had us design her first salon, and it was an 11-chair salon.
11 chairs, but really only 7 of them are working.
And then she moved to a second location, which is this one around the corner, which was 27 chairs. So she turned her original salon into a blow bar, opened up a 27-chair salon around the corner. She's now an LP performing artist, but she's a young, geez, you need to interview her someday. She's a mover and a shaker, and
phenomenal.
She has.
And if you look at this last photo, God, once we get us started, we're like, won't shut up. But if you look at this, if this looks plain to people in your audience who are looking at this and saying, it's just this picture 6 stylists with their hair color and the fabulous clothes they pick out, standing at those chairs, and picture 6 clients wearing different colored clothes, and you have more than enough going on in the salon, which is why our salons look so simple when there's nothing in them. And when the guest sits down, there's no clutter, and they're looking at themselves. They are the star in that mirror.
And also, just in case it wasn't clear, we've just in these, it feels like 30 seconds, but we've shown you Omaha, Vernon Hills, Illinois, Portsmouth, New Hampshire, New York City,
Denver,
Colorado. and which is what we love. We love working with people.
And we
around.
only charge 10% of the budget, which will match any local designer anywhere. I'm sorry. So there you go.
I love it. Well, what I mean, you took us. First of all, that was we just in the last 15 minutes we've made history. We've done something unprecedented. We've never taken our view. Well, we take viewers of the community on digital field trips all the time, but this is something that's way beyond this. And it when you say you're going to share some of your secret sauce with us, you're as serious as a heart attack.
Oh my God, we've never had anybody move this fast through our story.
Michael, when you give us 20 minutes, I mean,
I'll
it's
take
like,
it. Well, but here's the bottom line. I'm going to actually upload all that content on my Facebook page. It'll be right under your interview, and there's going to be, there's a number of people that are looking at it now, and over the next few days or so, there'll be a few thousand. So, how can people get to you simply after this conversation? I can tell them to message you on Facebook Messenger. I can have them email you, because you're blowing up my boards right now. People are saying, "Wow, this is amazing."
Best is 646-322-7868. Just call me.
Okay, well, here's what you're going to do.
Real.
You're going
You're
to
not going to reception.
Tess. You're gonna text me Peter's number so I can put that number, comment that, and then I'm going to put some links under this interview too, so that people can find you more, better, faster. I just people have
also
design@gmail is another way.
So either 646-322-7868 or millard.design@gmail.com, or DM me at Tess Millard Design on Instagram. So those are the three best ways to get
and when
through
all
to
else
us.
fails, that people can get to me in a lot of different ways. I'll get them to you. But I'm just so grateful that you gave up. It's been a long evening. You got a lot going on in your life right now, and this was nothing short of glorious.
Yes, and if you do call Peter, we don't normally sound like we're auctioneers who have had too much caffeine.
I feel like a tobacco auctioneer.
No,
I'm sorry, but you really
right. Well, yeah, you love what you do, and you love who you do what you do for. So it really does show. I know you two are.
God,
yeah,
you're the heroes at the salon owners. They really are.
Yeah. Well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to get a hold of Summer, and there's a couple of other people that I'm going to have them on the show, and have them share their experience of seeing their companies reimagined from your genius. So there's more to come here.
Great, thank
That's
you
wonderful.
so much.
Yes,
right.
Talk to our owners.
Okay, I will. Listen, I'm going to let you go. Thank you very much. We're going to give it up for you one more time, Peter and Tess Millard. Stay well.
Love to marry too.
I'll tell her.
Take care.
Stay well, you guys. Wow. That was I've not done that before. I'm kind of hyperventilating from from the little field trip that they took us on. I think you want to give it up for them one more time. As I'm kind of telling you about my experience with them, I want to fast forward to their work, because what really got me hooked on their genius, and when we started, when they took us a little tour, is he said, yes, it's brilliant and it's artistic and it's a masterpiece, but at the end of that is a means to a sales end. So in every one of these projects that they engaged in, you heard them talk about sales doubled. Heck, sales were doubling with Peter before he on-ramped the salon business in his days on Fifth Avenue. So I mean that's what I love about it. It's an art of design, but the science of making sales, and I think that's really what I would call their work, highly unique, sustainable, value-added point of difference is, yes, it's beautiful, and yes, it's elegant, and yes, it's first-class creme de la creme, but yes, it makes a lot of money, a boatload of money. So great show tonight, you guys. I'm just so grateful that they came on to see us. And if you're new to our community, you're watching Michael Facebook Live, Michael Cole Facebook Live, and we do this. This is our second second one for the week, and I'm doing another one on Thursday night as well. I've got another secret, some super secret sauce coming at you on Thursday night. A brand new digital technology called Vish. And I'll just tease you a little bit. You're going to love it. It's about how to, there's Summer Kruger. Summer, yeah, they are the best. You and I need to talk, Summer. I'd love to have you here so that we can hear your side. At any rate, hang out with us, because this now has really become a learning channel because the work I'm doing is powered by L'Oreal. I'm able to, from their financial support, bring this to you, compliments of them. We will be editing this. First of all, this interview will live on my page for a little while. We'll edit a little bit, but I'm going to cook it down to probably a 10, maybe a 12-minute interview and put it on my IGTV channel on Michael Cole Summit, Instagram as well. So stay tuned to that. What was it tonight? 228? Yeah, I think it was 228. So all of the lives are always recorded, edited, and put on Michael Cole Summit YouTube. So feel free to kind of crawl or scroll that. You're going to find the interviews that are rich in relevant content that inspire and educate to level up the businesses as well. So enough said. It was a great evening. You always see me wearing a T-shirt. I always like to do a shameless plug for our nonprofit.com MC Tattoos. All of the proceeds on this go to I do a lot of work with children's literacy, preschool, kindergarten, first, second grade. We want to tie down the teaching kids learning to read, so that when you're in the third, fourth, fifth grade, you can read to learn. So if you see something that you find to be interesting, I don't wear tattoos, but I do wear a lot of tattoos. So anyway, we always want to thank the people that we're powered by, and that's L'Oreal, that because of their support, we're able to continue to bring you content that's rich in inspiration and education. So been a hell of a night. And I know we got some other stuff going on with debating tonight. I know a lot of you want to get into that, so I want to give you plenty of time to get you set for that. So have a great evening, and we'll see you on Thursday.